Hey, what's up guys, it's TechZoomer, talking to you here. And in today's video, I want to talk about the M3 Macs that are supposed to come out this spring. Yes, we should be getting new Macs in the next 2-3 months. It's very exciting to learn this news. This comes from an exclusive from 9to5Mac, where they specify that there are two MacBook Airs on the works with the M3 chip and one MacBook Pro. Yes, we should expect 3 new computers with the M3 chip. These 3 computers will be featuring about the same designs, but they will feature the all-new M3 chip. If you don't know what the M3 chip is, let's just say it's probably the biggest advantage over Apple silicon chips since their beginning. Yes, this is a 3nm chip, a new node which will enable Apple to be more efficient, being also more powerful. So this is really exciting. If you don't know, 3nm chips have been on the works for a long time, and Apple has bought the whole supply from TSMC. So I'm really excited, and of course in this video I will also talk about the rumors brewing that a new iMac should be coming with the M3 chip. So if you are excited, do not forget to drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel. Talking about Macs is my favorite thing to do, so let's get started. So, like I was telling you on the beginning of this video, the M3 chip is debuting on 3 new Macs this spring. Yes, we just got the new colors for the iPhone 14 in yellow, and everyone, including me, were saying that there's not going to be an Apple Spring event, or at least an Apple March event. But according to 9to5Mac, the launch of the M3 MacBooks, the M3 MacBook Air 13 and 15 inch, and the M3 MacBook Pro Touch Bar is imminent. Apple should be releasing these computers in the next month, so probably expect an April event. This is not uncommon. Apple in the past have done April events. Normally they do it on March, but if they want to delay things a bit, they will do it on April. So I do believe Apple will be releasing the M3 MacBook Air 13 and debuting the new size for the M3 MacBook Air, the 15 inch, together with the M3 MacBook Pro. And there's a slight chance, just a minor chance, that Apple decides to also release the M3 iMac. This is exciting because the M3 iMac has been on the works for a long time. If you don't know, Apple did not put the M2 chip on the iMac. Apple almost forgot about this iMac, and everyone was saying, no, the iMac is going to die, no one cares about the iMac anymore. But I think Apple will show us what can they do with the M3 generation of chips. But before we talk about in which computers the M3 will go, let me just run over the advantages that the M3 chip will bring to the Apple Silicon lineup, not just in terms of Macs, but also in terms of iPhones, iPads, and Apple Watch in general. So, what is 3nm and how will it affect us in terms of performance, efficiency, and more? First, I need to tell you about the architecture of chips. If you don't know, the chips are made into different architectures. For example, Intel has a 10nm process, so it means that their transistors are the size of 10nm. 10nm is extremely small. Nanometers. It's not meters, not centimeters, not millimeters. It's nano. They are extremely small. They are microscopic. So Apple is using a new process of fabrication of these chips. They are using 3nm nodes. These 3nm are an innovation from TSMC. Companies, they fight and they try to innovate as much as possible. They spend billions and billions of dollars on R&D trying to resolve this issue, which is trying to construct and obtain the most amount of performance while keeping the power consumption down. And if you don't know, Apple's specialty on the Apple Silicon is power efficiency. So they deliver the most amount of power possible while keeping the efficiency very high. So they can get power per watt way better than other manufacturers. But they can get, for example, 10,000 points on Cinebench using only 20 watts, while Intel needs 150. That's the difference and the scale of difference between Apple's efficiency and Intel's efficiency. And now Apple is going even further with the 3nm process. This comes from TSMC, the best manufacturer of chips out there. It's based on Taiwan, and they have been Apple's supplier for a long time. And Apple relies them on the Apple Silicon. That's why they have, in my opinion, the best efficiency in the world. TSMC just makes the best chips available. They are almost sold out, or at least sold out in terms of the 3nm node. Apple bought all of the chips. And they will be putting these M3 chips on the Mac, the iMac, the MacBook Pro, and the iPhone for the first batch. So I'm really excited. But what advantages will the M3 chip and the 3nm process bring to the Apple Silicon family? Well, we should expect new efficiency numbers, but of course, new performance. Like, this should be a jump never seen before. It should be around 50 to 60% jump in terms of efficiency. And on top of that, we should see more performance. So we should expect ridiculous numbers of battery life, or we should expect way slimmer machines. That's how it works. Apple will probably not need to put as big of batteries, but if they decide to, then our battery lives will almost double. Or if Apple decides to, that they want to turn your computer even slimmer, which I don't think it's the case, because I don't think they want to change the design. They could, and they would make your computer even slimmer. That's the innovation of the computer chips. Apple won't need as much power to run their chips, so the chips won't run as hot, and so they don't need as much of a thermal design. This is the power of Apple Silicon, and this M3 chip won't be different. But we should expect also the biggest jump in performance on the last few years, so let's just say that the M3 won't be anything as close that the M2 was to the M1. So the M3 will be way more powerful than the M1, the M2. It will be a generation leap that we probably won't see anything close to it in a while. So be excited for the M3 chip. But in what computers should you expect the M3 chip, like I was telling you? Well, like I told you on the beginning of this video, we should expect the M3 chip to come out on the MacBook Air 13 and 15 inch. Yes, the 15 inch will be a new sized MacBook Air with the same ports, the same design, the same I/O, the same performance, the same everything as the 13 inch MacBook Air, the same display, the same 60 Hz, the same bezels, the same notch, everything, and probably the same colors too. But it will be what the iPhone 14 Plus is to the iPhone 14, a bigger size with a bigger battery and a better thermal design, but will probably not make that much of a difference because of the M3 chip. So expect these two computers, and they will probably be separated by $200-300. I'm not sure. Then it's rumored that Apple will release an M3 MacBook Pro. It's weird, yes. The MacBook Pro that has the M2 and the MacBook Pro that has the M1. This is the lower end MacBook Pro with the touch bar. This computer is terrible in my opinion. It has the worst I/O of the lineup. It has the most ancient design of the lineup. It's just weird. But if Apple decides to put the M3 chip there, it's just for convenience because they can do it, and they probably have much of these chassis laying around that they want to sell. They don't want to waste, and because it's called MacBook Pro, Apple always sells tons of these computers, so there's no problem selling M3 MacBook Pros. Apple will sell a ton, they will make tons of money, and they will keep selling the touch bar for those that want to. So these are the three computers we should expect on spring with the M3 chip. But Bloomberg Mark Gurman came out and said that the iMac will also have the M3 chip. And this confused me. Will Apple release 4 computers at the same time? So 3 models, 2 sizes for the MacBook Air, 1 for the M3 MacBook Pro, and 1 for the iMac, or maybe 2 if they decide to release a 27 inch. I'm not sure. But the 24 inch M1 iMac will be upgraded with the M3. That's all we know. I don't know if it's going to come out this spring, so in April or May, but we are sure we are getting in one in 2023. So it can probably also be on the end of the year, October, November timeline. We are not sure. But the M3 iMac will be a generation leap over the M1 iMac. It will probably have new colors. I wish Apple changed the design, removed the chin and the bezels, but they won't probably do it. They will probably keep the same design, which I do think it's pretty. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I do like it. I think it's premium, looks pretty, it's fashionable, but still, Apple could do some different with the colors, maybe put the black bezels for some that you want to, I don't know. My biggest complaint about the iMac now with the M3 and the M1 would be the lack of a 27-inch model. I wish Apple released just a bigger sized iMac. I think people who are used to having a 27-inch iMac now, they only have the 24-inch option. Release the 27-inch iMac with the M3 chip, and I will be happy. That's done. M3 iMac lineup done for the next 2-3 years. Do it, Apple. It's not that difficult. Pick up the studio displays, put an M3 chip inside, you're done. So, what do you think about the M3 chip, Max? Do you think they will be coming out this spring, or they will be delayed to WWDC, or even later down the year? But if you ask my opinion, WWDC is too crowded. The rumors are saying we should be getting Apple VR headset and the Mac Pro on WWDC. And do not forget that on WWDC, it's a software event, so it's confirmed that we are getting iOS 17, iPadOS 17, the new macOS, the new watchOS, and the new HomeOS. So there's a lot of stuff to announce and to talk about on this developer event. Do not forget about that. So having a Mac Pro and an Apple VR headset with a new OS makes sense to have on a developer event. But new consumer iMacs and Macs doesn't. So I expect Apple has a spring event, like in April or May, or even a press release in April or May, or even they release these Macs later down the year. But let me know in the comments below what you think. Do you like this M3 generation? Do you think it will be a huge leap? Or do you think it's just overhyped? And also, let me know in the comments down below what you think about the 15-inch MacBook Air. Do you think it will be a good value or not? Before you go, do not forget to drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel. This has been Tech Summer talking to you here. Bye-bye.